The Organic Breeze with Shafat Ahmed Khan. Saturday 7 till 9 a.m. only on CII Radio.
Yes, at that time of the morning where we join Rafeek Hassen, who is the president of IFRI, and he's also a world-renowned scholar in comparative religion. He hosts many programs and also has his own talk show on many other platforms. And Alhamdulillah, he's someone that's spiritual and also a source of reference for many of us. Rafeek Hassen, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And jazakallah khair for joining us on the platforms of CI Radio and more especially the Organic Breeze. Rafeek, how are you doing this fine, beautiful morning? Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, with your du'as and everyone's du'as and Allah's karam, we are well.
Well, the news is that you got Phoenix all covered, you got it under control, and you're giving the people the tranquility, the peace, the sukoon, and telling them, don't worry, on the 20th, we got it under control. Is that true, Rafeek?
Well, I think it is different. Firstly, as Muslims, we say Allah is in control, and yes, we have total reliance on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also said, tie your camel, and then say inshallah. So I think people have learned from previous, issues, previous unrest. The KZN and parts of Johannesburg, Gauteng went through that unrest period and looting. So I think they have learned, the government has learned, the government was in a way caught with its pants down that time. But I think now you can see, the army is mobilized, the police force is mobilized. Everyone is now, the cabinet, the government has got all its arms, especially the defense, the military, the safety arm of the government is fully behind it. In the previous incident, it was all disjointed. There was an attempt to undermine even the government. So only one thing, so I think we're looking much better off. Even the community is mobilized. People are forming WhatsApp groups, to monitor this, national WhatsApp groups. We're not only relying on mainstream media, monitoring the thing that's going to happen on Monday, minute by minute. So that's very good because, people are more alert, Brother Shafat. So, yeah, I can tell you, they say forewarned is forearmed. And people, that even the citizens have taken the matter into their own hands, knowing from previously you can't only rely on government, safety and security personnel. But I just want one thing about this Monday story, Brother Shafat, if you will just think that you're asking. And I think even the media, I don't like how the media is covering this. They're giving too much, too much coverage. But they're using the word shut down. And I think this is where I said they've fallen, they're not sharp enough, my view. They should have rather said this is a national protest that EFF is calling for. It's a protest, it's not a shutdown. So, by using the word shut down, that's what's getting people nervous and, that the country must come to a standstill. He is a protest. When you ask him, he says, no, we have a right to protest. But he's calling people to protest. Now, where did the word shutdown come from? You see my point? Now, that's causing the hysteria and the nervousness. It's so important to use the right word. I would have thought that the media would be more discerning. And it said, look, there is a call from one small party in this country who previously was promoting hatred and violence. And they want to have a protest asking for the president to come down and solve the electricity. Don't use the word shut down because the country is not going to shut down on Monday.
Plus, it's going to be a holiday for the school children. And the parents who will stay there for a holiday too. So, Rafeek, you should have been an editor of the national newspaper. And you say, hey, you come here, journalists, come here. Take that word out. Put the protest. Brilliant, Rafeek. 10 out of 10 for you. Look at the correspondence that has come in. It says, Assalamu alaikum, CI Breeze. How are you, my beloved brothers, Shafat and Dr. Rafeek Hassen? I'm texting from Edinburgh in Scotland. I'm a born Muslim from Pakistani parents, but I myself was born in UK. Make me maaf if I appear condescending. It's not my motive. I'm a professional who studies Islam intently in my spare time. Also, I became Hafiz al-Quran at the age of 19. Today, I am 33 years of age. I don't want to argue, just I want to comprehend a deeper meaning. For years, I've been asking my dear ulama, what is the significance in shaving head? Only answer I got, it's a cleansing. It's Allah's command, etc. like that. Now, just last week, I have to find my answer from a Hindu Pandit guru. Please, Sir Rafeek, our Sheikh, advise me further. Is said guru correct, and is the said guru correct, and why so? Why no Islamic scholar could share me this information? Thank you for your valuable time, and ask forgiveness if I overstep the line. Wassalam from me, humble Hafiz Ubaidullah Iqbal Ashgar. Rafeek, how do you respond to Ubaidullah Iqbal Ashgar there in Scotland?
Well, look, Sadhguru, if you look at what he said from the Hindu perspective, they have their reasoning and their rationale, which makes sense in their Hindu cosmology. When he says, when you shave your hair, it's a sign of spiritual growth. You are making yourself go spiritually. It says you are actually activating, they call them chakras. These chakras are like spiritual stages, and you're raising your energy, your spiritual energy level. So he was talking about those aspects, Sadhguru, that it's done for that reason. You're going to start to, it's a spiritual thing in their Hindu cosmology. And also very interesting, he says this is done it's done on when the moon is full, on a full moon. And you'll notice that when it is full moon, the gravitational effect of the moon is the highest at that time. The gravitational force between the earth and the moon. So we find in Islam, we have the Ayyam al-Eid. The Prophet said every full moon, whenever the moon is full, 13, 14, 15th of the month, you should fast. There is a spiritual blessing, and it's a spiritual time. So there is a link there. You can see there is a sort of link, because they do this hair shaving when it is the 13th, 14th, and 15th of the month, and also because of a spiritual time. And in Islam, you fast during those 3 days, and it's because it's a spiritual time as well, according to the Prophet. So that's just what from Sadhguru's point of view. So there is some overlap there. But I think for a Muslim, we got to go more deeper, and we got to go to our source, which is Quran. And you'll find in the Quran, there are places, quite a few places, but because of time. For instance, you look in chapter 48, verse 27 of the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is the Fateh Makkah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that, when the Prophet was told in a vision and shown that they're going to conquer Mecca, he says, you shall enter the sacred mosque, inshallah, when Allah wills it, with mind secure, head shaved, hair cut short, and without fear. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving the promise to the Prophet. Obviously it was, I think had the Umrah time. And then he told him that you will enter, when you enter, your head will be either be shaved or hair cut short. So the Quran is commanding that. But there's another verse specifically, that is at Fateh Makkah. But at Hajj, in terms of the Hajj ritual, in Quran chapter 2, verse 196, and Allah says, and complete the Hajj or Umrah in the service of Allah, in obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But if you are prevented from completing it, send forth an offering of sacrifice that you may find. And do not shave your heads until the offering reaches the place of sacrifice. So again, Allah is commanding us for the Hajj to shave the hair. Now, our brother Hafiz Iqbal in Glasgow, in Scotland, he wants me to know some of the meaning. Well, there are a lot of meaning, what we call inner meanings of the shaving of the head. And I will just give you just one or two, from how I look at it, my take on this, Brother Shafat. Firstly, that the whole aspect of a Muslim is for a Muslim to submit to Allah's command. So I'm starting with that. You'll find there's a verse in the Quran, قالت الأعراب آمنا. The Arabs, some of the desert Arabs used to come to the Prophet and say, Amanna, I believe. They make the Shahada. In Surah Hujurat, ayah 14. But what does the Quran say? Allah says, Kul lam tu'min. No, you don't really believe. Walakin qulu aslamna. But you must rather say, don't say I believe. I believe is a word. Its talk is cheap. It's coming from your tongue. But you must say, walakin qulu aslamna. No, I'm ready to submit my will to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What does the verse contain? وَلَمَا يَدْخُلُ الْإِيمَانَ فِي قُلُوبِكُمْ. Because the iman has not yet entered into the heart. It's still on the tongue. So what we're getting is that the whole Hajj, in the whole Hajj, because of the total iman in our heart, we are prepared to go and submit to Allah's command. Allah said, shave your hair, I'm shaving my hair. I don't need, I'm giving the first reply. I don't need no intellectualism because it's coming from the Lord of the universe. He says, if somebody is watching the Hajj from the outside, Hajj time we spoke about it. Let's look at somebody who's not a Muslim, who's watching, independently outside from the house of the house. Look, what's wrong with these people? They're all, going round. They're all wearing clothes. Then they're taking their thing, exposing the shoulder, half the shoulder. They're going round. They're throwing stones. What are they doing, these people? It's from the outside. It's looking at, there's no sense in what's going on. But they're not understanding the deeper meaning. These are people who are totally submitting to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? They have put their knowledge and intelligence one side. Now, when you come into the hair, let's come to the hair. When do you really shave your hair? After all the Hajj proceedings, am I right? Mina, then Arafat, which is the day of Hajj, then Muzdalifah, then Mina again, and then stoning, the Jamarat, and then, the Qurbani, and then now you come to Makkah to do the Safa say, and after you remove your ihram, you shave your hair. Am I right, Rafeek? So that is the last thing you do while you're still in the Hajj. After doing the Hajj, you remove the ihram and you shave your hair. Why? Now here's my another inner meaning for this. You see, while you were in Hajj, you had to remove your normal clothes and put ihram. Because you can't wear your normal clothes from your country because then it will remind you, you're Pakistani here, that guy with the suit and tie is the European American. You're gonna see people by their dress. Again, nationality will come in. I'll have to remove that. I want you all equal. Put on ihram, one uniform, two simple pieces of white cloth. Like the day you're going to be buried with that same two pieces of white cloth. I want you here. Wa ilahukum ilahu wahid wa ummata wahid. Your Lord is one in this ummah. You are equal with everybody. Now, that was when you did the Hajj. But now the ihram is out. Now you have removed the ihram. Now you must cut your hair. Why? Because if you remove your ihram and leave your hair and you go back home, nobody will know you are a Hajj. Nobody, you yourself will go back to your old ways because your hair, normally your hairstyle, and your hair is also part of our ego, and we like to show it's a part of our handsomeness and our nafs, our hair and our hairstyle. Allah says, here, I want you to shave your hair off because when you go back, I want you to still remember you are in a state of ihram. You have now removed your hair. You are still a Haji. Don't forget. I want the people to know and behave. Remember, the shaving of the hair reminds you of the equality when you were in ihram. And that is the inner significance of also shaving the hair. So when you go back, when people see the hair shaved up, they say, wow, there's the Haji, and you identify with him. And his du'as are still carrying on for a good few weeks. His du'as will be answered. He's still, in a sense, spiritually, the Hajj is over, but he's still got the essence and the vibe, let's use the word, the spirit of the Hajj and the blessings of the Hajj with him. And finally, our thinking, man is full of ego and full of intelligence. He knows it all. And by removing the hair, you are showing that you are throwing your intelligence away. And you are removing your five sense intelligence that you have, and rather listen to the most intelligent, the Creator, and that's showing your obedience and subservience to your Creator. That is walakin kulu aslamna. Don't just say, I believe. Talk is cheap. Show it to me in action. And this is the test that shows it by test, practically, that you have submitted your whole self, to, including your intelligence, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Absolutely brilliant, Rafeek. And Allah has given you the hikmah, the wisdom, and through the tapestry of life. You've been documented as a young man, even with a lot of videos coming through from Hinduism to Islam, right to current times. And people really enjoy your input wherever, on whatever platform you come on. And Allah keep you, Allah bless you. Perhaps your parting words before I let you go?
Well, Ramadan is knocking at the door, Shafat. Next week, this coming week will be the first of Ramadan. So yes, let's make the most out of it. It is also a month of fasting and month of Quran. Let's come back to this Quran. Let's make greater contact, not only in its recitation, but in its understanding, inshallah. And remember, we said we at IFRI, we are offering free, understanding Quran via email, info@ifri.com. Send us your email. We will send you free clips and free booklets on how to understand the Quran, why to understand Quran. Those who can't read Quran, you can do online, teaching on alif, bata, abata, how you can read Quran if you can't read in Arabic. So basics of Islam. So this is compliments of CII and IFRI, this is the month of Ramadan, it's the month of Quran. Let's benefit from it.
Absolutely brilliant, Rafeek. You have a, mashallah, beautiful day ahead. We'll talk to you soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.